1JUN22. Bear Independent Brief. President Biden, asterisk, good morning, Kyle M., made some revealing comments recently as he recalled doctors in New York showing him x-rays of gunshot wounds. Yeah, I'm sure this happened, by the way. Saying, quote, they said a .22 caliber bullet will lodge in the lung and we can probably get it out. We may be able to save the life. A 9mm bullet blows the lung out of the body. So the idea of these high caliber weapons is there's simply no rational basis in terms of self-protection. Hunting. Remember, the Constitution was never absolute. You couldn't buy a cannon when the Second Amendment was passed. You couldn't go out and purchase a lot of weaponry. Why should we allow people to have military-style weapons, including pistols with 9mm bullets, and can hold 10 or more rounds? End quote. If you've been at this channel for any time, you know that I'm going to have a thing or two to say about this today. That's why you're here. Let's start with the Second Amendment community, because everybody's going to want to say, well, Biden said all these terrible things, and yeah, he's right, and blah, blah, blah. How about we quit making idols out of our weapons, and you use them what they're for? See, the vast majority of Americans, those that support the Second Amendment with their mouth, remind me very much so of those people that Messiah was talking about when the Father says, these people are near to me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Check this out. If you're not willing to use the weapons for what they're for, you might as well not have them. See, you've already been neutered because you're worried about getting renditioned, disappeared, won't stand up to your governing authorities. See, this is why January 6th was so important. Not that anything actually happened there, but because you, generally speaking, allowed them to dictate the op tempo now. Oh, some people walked through the Capitol building. We're going to label it as domestic terrorism. Yes, and I know one person lost their life. Yay, Capitol Police. To say nothing of the rash of suicides of police officers that happened after that, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But you see, the average American, gun-toting, God-fearing, Second Amendment supporting American, would never dare pick up arms to defend their nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So you can talk all you want about Second Amendment absolutism, but the fact of the matter remains, until you are willing to actually absolutely support the Second Amendment, you're full of hot air, sweetheart. And you do a disservice to those of us that have absolutely no problem using the Second Amendment for what it's for. You've been neutered. You're a eunuch. You might have the equipment, but it's useless. So yeah, Biden said a bunch of dumb stuff. But there's an entire gun culture, influencer, YouTuber, gun tuber culture of people that are completely worthless. Not all of them, but most of them that are completely worthless when it comes to upholding the Second Amendment. And citizenry from coast to coast that are completely useless when it comes to upholding the Second Amendment. Had a conversation with one of the top people at GOA, Gun Owners of America, recently, down in Houston. Yeah, we support the Second Amendment. Well, what's the Second Amendment for? Well, it's our God-given right. To do what? To keep and bear arms. Why? To resist tyranny. What does that look like? Yeah, they're weapons. And to a certain extent, you hear all the time the media says, well, these are weapons of war. You bet your ass they are, and you better remember it. See? That sentiment doesn't exist because people are too concerned about the sheriff's department and their local PD. Okay, yes, good morning to you too. I'll tone it down. Sorry. People don't have the balls to stand up and say no. I hear all the time from people, Bear, when are people gonna stand up? They're not. They're not gonna. Do you want some? Do I need to make a point on camera today? Semi-automatic rifles and handguns alike are in the crosshairs of legislators. Jared, Guns and Gadgets, excellent channel, excellent human being, had some excellent reporting on this yesterday about a 27-minute long live stream. Democrats are working on a series of 8 bills collectively called the Protecting Our Kids Act. How about instead you go inside of the damn building and do your jobs if we're going to protect our kids? I love this political theater. Oh, wait. No, I don't. Democrats are working on a series of 8 bills collectively called the Protecting Our Kids Act, and the House Judiciary Committee is set to hold a bipartisan meeting this coming Thursday to begin an extensive gun control package. The House is expected to vote on some related legislation next week. Cue the panic buying. So they're coming after bump stocks and FRTs, even though bump stocks, thanks to everybody's favorite messiah, Donald J. Trump, are already have been rendered essentially illegal with the stroke of a pen. They're strengthening the NFA, National Firearms Act, rather than repealing it. They've got a thing with high capacity magazines, which are standard capacity magazines. The safe storage of weapons is a huge deal that they're going to push. $500 fine and confiscation of the weapon if you're found to not have stored. This is on a federal law. Found to have not stored your weapons reasonably. And a bunch of other legislation, most of which is absolute horse crap. Ghost guns, non-serialized lowers, manufactured weapons, 3D printed weapons, air quote ghost guns. They've got a huge hard-on for that, making that go away. They are also going to make it even illegaler to traffic firearms because it's already illegal. So I'll feed you when I feel like it. Shut up. The House is expected to vote on some related legislation next week. This isn't happening just in the US. In Canada, a new law has been introduced that would make it illegal to buy short-barreled firearms. The bill would make it illegal to buy, sell, transfer, or import handguns throughout the nation. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has said that Canada should totally ban buying and selling all handguns, telling reporters other than using firearms for sport shooting and hunting, there is no reason anyone in Canada should need guns in their everyday lives. Oh, so we're supposed to farm out our safety and well-being to the government that's going to stand outside of a building that kids are getting shot in for 86 minutes and then detain the parents while that's happening? Yeah, I don't think so. I've been telling y'all for years, you need to know where your lines in the sand are. And you need to exercise your no muscle. The federal government, which is illegitimate, we've all seen the most recent federal election, the illegitimate federal government can say whatever they want to say. I will not comply. Period, the end. Just so we're all on the same page here. I will not comply. I also live in a state where it is a state felony for any federal officer to enact any type of federal firearms restrictions in the state of Oklahoma. And it's also a state felony if any state employee, i.e. law enforcement, enacts any federal state gun control measures in the state of Oklahoma. Governor Stitt ain't perfect, but he's doing a pretty damn good job. I like the guy. In fact, at one point, PETA, the People for the Eating of Tasty Animals, had a problem with Stitt because, you know, he's a large supporter of the cattle rancher lobby here in Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma. There's nothing to do here except drill holes in the earth for natural gas and have cattle, right? Like, those are, and redneckery. Like, those are the three prime directives of Oklahoma. You know, fuel, energy, cattle, redneckery. And so they had an issue with the governor. You know, Governor Stitt harms animals, and he's like, they were putting up billboards talking trash about the governor. And so the governor's response was he got one of these gigantic tow-behind grills, you know, big smokers, and he set up underneath a PETA billboard on the side of the road and was just grilling cheeseburgers for people and giving them away for free. Come get a cheeseburger from the governor. I like that. That is such a beautiful, subtle middle finger. I like that. And the governor's done a good job giving a beautiful, subtle, and sometimes not so subtle middle finger to the federal government. Now, why does this matter for you? Because it's an indication, it's an early warning. It's a canary in the coal mine regarding probable balkanization as the federal government continues to lose legitimacy. Now, I was talking with the Dance Monkeys who put together this report. Intel at BearIndependent.com, by the way. If you have actual intel to share, if you're going to send me some link and say, Barry, you got to watch this video. No, that's not intel. If you know something, Intel at BearIndependent.com. Please and thank you. First-hand accounts are greatly welcome. Now, I was talking to the Dance Monkeys, and one of them was saying, hey, remember even a couple years ago with this whole COVID thing, how people around the world were saying, America, whatever you do, never give up your rights to your weapons because of how bad things are elsewhere. They can make us do whatever they want in Australia, in China, in Europe, in Canada, because we don't have our weapons. America, never give up your weapons. And now here we are a couple short years later, and this is on the table. Almost as if there's an agenda. Almost as if when these people are shouting, how many children need to die, they're not asking how many more mass shootings is it going to take before we enact gun control. They're saying how many more mass shootings do we need to enact to force you to concede to gun control. And there's a major difference between those two statements. Almost as if there's all types of back-end shenaniganry going on, that it's just a coincidence that when somebody with a D after their name is in charge of the executive branch of our federal government, all of a sudden we start having these issues. All of a sudden they become problems again. All of a sudden bad things start happening. It's almost as if there's a rogue national law enforcement agency called the Federal Bureau of Investigation that has been caught, I don't know, trying to do some shenaniganry in Michigan and in the Capitol building and elsewhere all over the country with direct ties back to the Clinton State Department, the same Clinton State Department that was messing around in Ukraine, which we're now in war, proxy war, but soon to be hot war with all of NATO, the entire world in Ukraine. It's almost as if there's a whole system over here that has an agenda that doesn't give a shit about you. And they don't want you to be able to protect and defend yourself from them. So they engage in the Hegelian dialectic, thesis, antithesis, synthesis, and they control both the thesis and the antithesis, so that they get the synthesis, they get the outcome that they want. And then it just, everybody else just sounds like that. That one asshole sheep over there. Meh, did you see what Biden said about gun control? Yeah, it's been, guys, this has been coming forever and a day. And if you haven't seriously considered how many skulls can I split with my axe, you're just playing. You're just playing. And I have this much patience, 0.0% patience for all these Second Amendment supporter, gun bunny, Instagram flexing, I look good on camera, but I can't shoot worth a shit, and I don't actually know what the Second Amendment is, assholes. I'm telling you. The next time somebody says to you, well, these are weapons of war. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Remember that. If that's not your stance on the Second Amendment, you're just playing. You're part of the problem. You've allowed the violent liberals to control the narrative. You've ceded to their rhetoric yet again. Yes, they are weapons of war. Push my buttons and find out, sweetheart. Firearms are not protected by the Constitution of Canada, and after a gunman posing as a police officer killed 22 people in Nova Scotia in 2020, there was an immediate ban on 1,500 types of military-grade and assault-style weapons, air quote. Even though Canada has tighter restrictions on firearms, Trudeau said, quote, we recognize that the vast majority of gun owners in this country are responsible and follow all necessary laws. We are, however, facing a level of gun violence in our communities that is unacceptable. Unfortunately, the reality is, in our country, gun violence is getting worse and has been getting worse over the past years. We only need to look south of the border, that'd be us, to know that if we do not take action firmly and rapidly, it gets worse and worse and more difficult to counter. Well, Justin Trudeau is a giant pile of horse shit. Oh, the sheep said amen. Did you hear that? I think he's like kissing cousins with Biden. Hell, they probably kiss each other. I mean, they're probably into that. That's probably the new thing, like full on mouth, tongue, bleh, you know, that's probably just the new greeting in this 87 gender world we live in today. Resistance to tyranny is obedience to God. Resistance to tyranny is obedience to God. Let me talk briefly about that, and then I'm a GTFO. I'm going to get off of here. Because all you're going to hear, again, all you're going to hear from all the other outlets is what a violation of our constitutional rights this is. Yeah, why does the Constitution exist? Rights that you don't exercise might as well not exist. Rights that you don't exercise might as well not exist. What is the Second Amendment for? What is the Second Amendment for? Anybody? Anybody in the chat? Let's go back to the chat. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. A free state being necessary to the security of a free state. Okay. Infringe upon my freedoms. FAFO, homeboy. F around and find out. And if you don't know that, and if your governing authorities, local, state, regional, and federal don't know that, you're just playing. You're just playing. You got the big tribal tattoos on your arms and the, you know, this we will defend shirt and the 3%er patch and the big truck and the Gucci Daniel Defense rifle, and it's like, yeah, you are a sopping wet P-word is what you are. Yep. No love. Got no love for people that are all about it with their lips, but their hearts are far from it. You will not find other outlets, I promise you, when they talk about gun control, talking about that. Now, resistance and resilience. Book recommendation, Pastor Joe Fox of Viking Preparedness was talking about on his Patreon channel, which by the way, today is the first. It's the best day of the month to join Patreon. Mine, his, Rex's. Rex has a great Patreon channel. Who else do I follow? Nothing Fancy, Shield Bearer of Faith, Hop, Asymmetric Preparedness, Angry American. Like, there's a whole nother world over there on Patreon, and I'm on it. Not just like I make content, but that's where I consume the predominance of my content is over on Patreon. Because it's way better. It's unrestricted. People can say what the hell they want to say. But anyway, it's the first of the month. Join freaking Patreon. It's $5 for my channel. And if you don't have $5, you need to get busy. You need to quit watching this right now and go earn more money. There's a link in the description. And what an asshole. I can't believe he said that. You are not going to make it in the future that's coming if that is your attitude. You should also get the hell off this channel as well. All right? So, yeah, that's you over there in the field. That's you. That's you. Now, resistance operating concept. Buy the book and read it. Resistance operating concept. Pastor Joe Fox recommended this book on his channel, I don't know, a month ago. And it was brief. He briefly held it up. He's like, reading this book, good stuff in here. Resistance operating concept. For the 1% of you that are actually going to buy that book and read it, bless you. For the other 99% of you, quit messing around and take what I have to say seriously. Resistance operating concept. Predominant storyline, theme, pillar of this book is that a resistance cannot exist without resilience first. Resistance cannot exist without resilience first. Now, this book was written, it was published by Special Operations Forces Publishing Division. And it was written by a handful, a smattering of special operations badasses from most of American descent, but a few internationals as well. Shut up. I'm talking to the people. I'll see you shortly. Shalom, Tony John. So these people know what they're talking about. And the book is written to governments. Good morning, the tribesmen. The book is written to governments by the Special Operations Forces community so that they can develop internal resistance to external threats. And a prime component of developing internal resistance to external threats is resiliency. Yeah, see, and everybody's, y'all seen Hyperline ammo? It's armor, it's impressive. Dude, who gives a shit about body armor right now? Pay attention, okay? Pay attention. If body armor is something you absolutely have to have, you live in the wrong place and or your tactics suck. Okay? Otto C. Fiala. Yep, there you go. Good job. Resistance operating concept. It's a black book. There's like 3 dudes on the cover in kit. The point here is you have to have resilience first. Resilience first. In order to be able to affect a resistance, you need to have resilience. And so much of this is backwards, again, in the 2A community. Oh yeah, this we will defend. Homie, you have less than 3 days of food and water inside of your shelter, right? You're screwed when the power goes out. You have no resilience. You have no resilience at all. None. And yet you're going to put up a resistance? It doesn't work that way. It's resilience first to support the resistance. And the authors do a good job. They touch a lot on what a lot of people like to talk about is guerrilla tactics, man. When this all goes down, it's guerrilla tactics. Okay, what about the underground and the auxiliary? What about the political wing of your organization? Who's going to organize all of this? What are your main objectives? What's the mission? What are your strategic initiatives? Oh, I don't know. This we will defend. Yeah, shut the hell up. You don't know shit. So, if you want to know some shit, read that book, Resistance Operating Concept. It's a much bigger picture than anybody thinks. You know, people used to give Trump way too much credit when they'd say, he's playing four-dimensional chess. No, but he is at least playing chess. Y'all, if you're not playing chess with your daily life as to how you're positioning yourself in this world that is to come, you're going to get rolled over. And you need to not get rolled over. I'm trying to hit the... Marcus Aurelius, thank you for this excellent channel. I moved from radical liberal Seattle a year ago to a nice town in North Dakota surrounded by endless farmland. Been prepping hard for a year now and loading up a 9mm and 5.56. Well, thank you for the $20 bill. Resistance must have resilience first. Resilience first, then resistance. And resistance to tyranny is obedience to God. Therefore, one must be resilient first to ergo be obedient to God. Oofta. Damn it, Bear, I don't like it when you say things that make me uncomfortable. Well, that's my job. I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass. I don't care about popularity. I want you to not die. Okay? Now, that's the brief for today. If you're one of those people that jumps off when I talk about how to support the show, this is your cue, sweetheart. Beat feet, skedaddle, get out of here. Have a blessed day. Hopefully, if you have a pulse and blood inside of your body, you can keep it that way for the rest of the day. All right? RefugeMedical.com. Your promo code is BearNation for free shipping on everything. Have you seen the new ARC? Probably not, unless you're on Patreon. Which, like I said, today's the day for Patreon. Hey, look. The ARC Advanced Ripaway Kit. Comes with straps designed to be mounted to a headrest, or a plate carrier, or a war belt. What makes it so special? Well, it's handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. It has this mounting platform here. You can mount whatever you want. You rip it off. What? Yes. I'll see you in a minute. Okay. Sounds good. Toddler's gonna toddle, man. Then you pop this open. Look at that. Look at that. You know, I was recently at an industry event and Gray Ghost Precision, Gray Ghost gear. Yeah, manufactured in Nicaragua. Kiss my ass. Oh, what about Vertex? Vertex was there. Oh, and Vertex, what? Yeah, manufactured in Vietnam. Next guy over from them. Yeah, manufactured in Honduras. Kiss my ass. Right here. See that? I'm a patriot. I support patriot stuff. Cool. Buy American. Feed American families. Support American small business. Made in the USA. So this kit was designed by our brother Twitch, who's our instructor at Refuge Training. Okay, so it can be mounted on your plate carrier. It can be mounted on your war belt. It can be mounted on your headrest in your car. Got it on there. When you need it, you can pull it off. Or if you're the medic on your team, you can leave this attached to you. It opens up and the kit is hanging on you. You can work out of the kit like so, and or pull it off, throw it on the ground, work on the casualty. So now I think there's, I don't know what colors are in stock in the store currently, but I know there's going to be more red in the store this afternoon. And then stay tuned. It also comes in multicam and OD green and coyote. So, but it's also designed to treat 1 to 2 casualties. So in here, you've got 2 compressed gauze, 2 compact chest seals. You've got quick clot, you've got a compression bandage, You've got nasopharyngeal airway. You've got a soft T tourniquet on the outside right here. You got your shears. You can add a decompression needle. It's a badass kit, all right? It does come in multicam. I don't know if multicam's currently in stock, but it does come in multicam. So that's why we tell the patrons early. So we launched this on Patreon last week. They got their pick, and yeah. Now, we also have the SOB small to back kit right here. You can see they're about the same size. The arc is a little bit thicker than the SOB, but also super cool. Check this out. If you just need the shears will come out. Okay? So the shears will come out, comma, they're well enough retained on the kit when they're in there that they're not going to fall out of the kit as you're running around doing your thing. So, your promo code is BearNation for free shipping on all the things in the store. Use the damn promo code because Bear said so. Got it? Got it. Thanks, Bear. We have Coyote Bear Facts in stock. What's a bear fact? You know what a freaking bear fact is. Don't talk to me like that. We have Coyote Bear Facts in stock, and we have more colors coming next week. This is my Bear Fact 3.0 right here. Coyote Bear Facts are in stock. We have a handful of SOBs. We've got some of these ARCs. Bleeding control kits are in stock. If you're a teacher, use promo code TEACHER and you get 10 bucks off the bleeding control kit, which is essentially all the headroom I have in that kit, because I want as many teachers, educators as possible to be properly equipped to save lives in schools. It works both ways, Todd. Bear Nation, one word or two, because you all have tried every amalgamation of all the letters in every arrangement possible of all the words Bear Nation for promo codes, so we just made them all work. So, Minuteman, Bear, I know you mentioned before you watch S2 Underground, you recently did a video on IR gear. Those bags you have at Refuge Medical, are they IR certified? The Multicam and the Ranger Green are. Yes, they are. That's why we carry those, the Multicam and the Ranger Green, because they have a lower IR signature. So, and they're legit high quality nylon. They're not cheap glow in the dark nylon. Yeah, that's a good question. That's something a lot of people don't know. Lastly, there's a few slots left. Refuge training is filling up like crazy. There's a few slots left in Philadelphia. If you're in the Northeast, that's as far north and east as we're gonna go because gun laws, bro. So there's a few slots left in Philly. There's a handful of slots left in Dallas. You may find something nearer to you that you can check out, but I think almost all the dates are full. So with that, I see a dump truck coming down my driveway, and I gotta go feed these Second Amendment rights activists over here. I mean, the sheep. Listen, don't talk about it, be about it, all right? Don't talk about it, be about it. Y'all have a blessed day. Shalom.